Beautiful people, this morning we are going to be looking at some of the challenges relationships go through. And it's going to be like some sort of a relationship repair manual. But before we talk about how we can repair these relationships based on the challenges they go through, the question that comes to mind is, do you think relationships just fail overnight? Do you think relationships just fail overnight? I don't think so. They are the small things that pile up, which are unsettled over time, that may make one of the parties to get tired and see as if they are being taken for granted, and then they think it's time to walk away. Now, let us look at some of the killers of relationships. The first one we are going to be talking about has to do with lack of boundaries. A couple may be struggling because one partner keeps invading the other person's space. Know your place in a relationship. Stop bypassing or overstepping your boundaries or your bounds. You may want to get too deep into the other person's family. The two people have come together. They are already a family. You don't need to dig too deep into the other party's family, because you might just be overstepping your boundaries. You might be prognosing a lot into the other person, and that will already show lack of respecting boundaries. The next one has to do with maybe lack of intimacy. Intimacy is not about physical, coming together physically, not necessarily. Some silence, some emotional distance that is, maintained over time may create lack of intimacy. When you don't communicate effectively with certain emotional details, when you treat your partner as if you're business partners, you forget to know that relationship is involved. And it may come to a point where even children are involved. When you have children, how do you maintain intimacy with your partner? There are certain discussions that must take place, like even on a daily basis. But when you start treating your partner as if it's a transaction, you see that intimacy goes out of the window. When you avoid conflict in a relation, you can't be in a relationship with your partner and you're avoiding conflict. Meaning, when there are certain things to be discussed, when they are brought to the table, you want to sweep them under the rug. You cannot think that you can live in a relationship by sweeping matters, serious issues to be resolved under the rug. So when you avoid conflict, you are already destroying the relationship. The next one has to do with unrealistic expectations. Just imagine you expect your partner to be able to read your mind. Nobody is a mind reader. Express yourself. I'm not living, or you are not living in the heart of the other person to know what the person is thinking. So if you want to be understood, you must be able to communicate what you want clearly. Don't expecting the other partner to read your mind. No one is a mind reader. The next thing that can destroy a relationship has to do with betrayal. Maybe funny text messages, suspicious kind of things. You caught maybe with your ex or doing funny things, and then you put up a nonchalant behavior, like you feel confident within you, like you don't owe your partner an explanation. That's already betrayal. Then you see the next one has to do with fear of commitment. You may be the only one working to see that the relationship works. The other person in his mind believe they have won a trophy. They don't have to put in any effort. At least they got the partner already. So fear of commitment can destroy a relationship. Avoiding long discussions. Some people, I'm not ready now. And let's talk about it. This is not the right time. And such people, when they don't want fear of commitment, they don't want to discuss anything. By the time you want to bring it, they will tell you this is not the right time, and there will never be a right time for there to be honest discussions. You see that that relationship lacks commitment. You may just be wasting your time. You may keep trusting God. You might be praying, you might be doing everything, but you are in that relationship all by yourself. Broken promises. I will do this, and they had never done it. Fake promises. They will fix programs and cancel, and all of those things destroy relationship. Disrespect is the worst of all. When you cannot respect your partner, especially in the presence of others, you treat your partner as a trash. What do you expect? Such relationships cannot thrive. When the next one is always right, needing to be right, when you are told or you're cautioned on certain things, instead of working on yourself, you go defending yourself, always getting into an intense debate that will spiral out of control, always wanting to be right. Those things destroy relationship. And then the very last one we will end here today has to do with wanting to be in control, always dictating. When you say something, at times those kind of people, when they want that are always in control, they come and pretend as if they are seeking for advice. Whatever advice you give, they don't listen. They go and do whatever they had planned doing. At that point, you see that there is no need losing energy. If you are forcing or hoping or thinking that things will change, I want to assure you, my dear, you continue, you are in that relationship by yourself. So that is it. So how do we maintain those boundaries? We have to agree on people's spaces. We have to know where intimacy is needed and when to come in, and be able to resolve conflict or challenges when they arise. No compromise. We have to be honest to each other. When we do this, we may be able to help our relationship to sustain it and trusting God for a better end. Good morning.